I work for Cisco Systems. As you can see, I work for the Cisco Development Program, or DevNet as it's called. Quick show of hands, who's heard of DevNet? Cool. Quick show of hands, who's members of DevNet? Okay. So, quickly, the Network Development Program at Cisco involved working with Cisco across the board for anything to do with automation. And the developer group and DevNet work closely with every BU across Cisco, most importantly Cisco's APIs. And then we publish everything to do with Cisco automation on our website. And then we hand it over to you guys. So you can get experience with apps, with coding, with network automation on all of Cisco's platforms, and it's all free. And not only is the documentation and learning labs to follow and things to follow through, we have a sandbox environment. So that when you're going through the learning labs, you can reserve yourself a sandbox. The sandbox will spin up. It's all yours for as long as you need, up to I think 7 days. And you can basically then go through the learning labs and get experience with all of the APIs, the apps, the coding, anything you need to do, and you can go through those. We have around 85 sandboxes, and we're getting close now to 1,000 different learning labs, with things being added every week. The different evangelists on the team, like myself, we have different areas. I came from a service provider background, so I can focus on service provider stuff like NOS, EPNM, WAE, a couple of the new ones like BTS, and I work closely with the XL business unit. As of last week, we published an overview how to get started with automation with XR. And we've got loads of great content coming with XR. And as these relationships begin to build with the different groups, we can then start to expose more of the information about the APIs for you guys to consume and use, which is cool. So, I'm going to try not to look at the podium too much. So the game plan for today is to talk about something called viral utils, which is a network simulation. If you guys are used to using Viral for building network topologies and things like that, viral utils is probably something that you'll want to have a go at using. It makes the deployment of Viral so much more easier. Then we're going to look at what is infrastructure as code and how that relates to the network management of today and the benefits of configuration management next. I'm going to go through a little bit of things like the recipes, manifest playbooks, and some of the tools I've been using to help me build the sandbox. And I'm going to push in a little bit of my experience when I was on a different business unit at Cisco. I ran a 35-site data center organization within Cisco, and some of the things that led me to move down the automation route, and some of the things that tripped me up, which I'm sure has happened to all of you as well. And then what I'm going to hopefully do, touch wood, is finish off with a demo. I'm going to start the demo at the start to let it run, and then we'll see hopefully the expected results at the end. So I wanted to start with viral utils. As I was mentioning, a lot of you would have used viral before, and it can be a little bit clunky navigating around the GUI and dropping things through. And DevNet worked with a fantastic guy within Cisco called Kevin Corbin and his team to develop viral utils. If you're familiar with Vagrant, we wanted to make viral utils very similar to Vagrant. So the only thing you have to type is viral up, like you would have done with Vagrant up, and your topology will just come to life. There's nothing more to it, and then it's accessible to use. I use this daily in my role at Cisco because I'm constantly spinning up topologies to build learning labs on, and the sandbox isn't yet ready for me to start working on. I don't have any physical hardware anymore in my role. I rely on everything being virtual and working in some really strange locations, and so I can just spin up my topology and start using it straight away. Viral util is written in Python, and there's a little link there which will take you to the GitHub where everything is there, and if you have any issues when you're using it, please just open a pull request on that and we can address it straight away. Registry to download. So part of this demo, I'm going to be using Ansible on top of viral utils to actually deploy something. And as sure as you know, I do want to turn this into another Ansible lecture. Is why we use Ansible in the network today and why I started using Ansible. Only because for me, coming from a network engineering background, I've not done any time in coding or anything, and I've never actually been a coder. I've just been a network engineer. I followed that kind of standard path of CCNA, CCNP, and then attempted the CCIE, but then ran out of money. So decided to start looking at a little more the coding side, and Ansible was a really nice introduction for me to basically get into the idea of running this. And the idea of running the network as code with Ansible, as you know, is that you have the Ansible playbooks. You can run that against different Ansible roles, as we'll see. You've got your inventory file with your network devices, and then you've got your variable file. And we'll see what I am on the slides. Okay, cool. So the topology which I've actually spun up, and I've done it just a little bit ahead of time. It does take a second, as you know, to bring any virtual environment up. And the idea with our sandboxes is that the sandbox brings the environment up for you. It's not sort of pre-made there. So it doesn't matter if you destroy this or do anything to it at the end of your session, or if you end your session by your choosing, that whole thing will get turned down. And then the topology that you see is pretty much a classic one that you've got, where you've got sort of two edge devices, and then you've got sort of two core switches, and then an aggregate switch at the bottom, which can be top of rack. And this is very similar to a lot of the deployments that I did when I was in a production network, is that my data center team went to site, they cabled everything up, they put the base templates on, get me management access, and then sat around drinking coffee until I copy and pasted as many configuration devices in there as I needed to. So the desired network configuration, what I'm going to shoot for today is I think I'm going to push around 80 changes to this just in one solid go, and it will bring up all of the information that you see there. So right now, as I mentioned, you've only got just the management on there, but all of the things you see on the left-hand side of the screen there, OSPF, AFE, distribution, VPC, layer 2, and all new VLANs will just get thrown straight to this virtual environment. Okay. So let me just exit the slideshow for a second, and then what I'll do is I'll bring up my content. Can you all see that okay? Yeah? Yeah, everybody's quite young in the audience. So.
You might want to increase the font.
Yeah, let me increase the font. Thank you, buddy. There we go. Good better? We got it done? So I've actually spun the viral instance up, and the way that I simply did that was I just typed viral up. And if you type the viral up, what you'll see is in my folder here, I have a viral topology, and all the information I need to know, what switches and what connectivity I need, is stored in the viral topology file. You can actually just do viral up, or you can specify the topology you need. Say you had a couple of different topologies in there, you could just actually name them. But by default, it will just bring up the one that's in the box. The other nice thing about viral utils is there's a whole bunch of pre-built topologies for different variations of testing, including different network topologies, and also a topology for PyATS, which is a Cisco Python library for doing validation, configuration validation. Really cool stuff. So you'll see there I just ran the command viral nodes, and that basically tells me the nodes that I've got up there and the IP addresses for them. There's a really nice feature in there for viral help, which basically tells you all the things you can see on there. So just a few of those quickly. It's console. You can go into the console of the box and watch it booting up. Down to actually stop the simulation. Generate and talk a little bit at a minute. You've got ls, which lists the nodes you've got running. Pull, which pulls all the latest topologies from the repo. So if you've only just downloaded the util from GitHub and you want to grab some of the latest topologies that we're running, you can do that. And there's a couple of other things in there to SSH to the boxes, start the nodes, stop the nodes, and then up, and then the versions and things like that, just to get in there. So those features are really, really great. One of the things that was recently added on top of this was the ability to actually build, and you'll see it again in my folder here, is the default inventory YAML file. Normally they had to be built by hand, but in this latest version of viral utils, that gets generated automatically. And the way that you do that is viral generate. How come back to there?
Stuart, can you make the font bigger?
I can certainly make the font bigger. How's that? Bigger still? More? Just a bit. I use a lot of transparency on my, so I'm not going to do that stuff behind it. Better?
Yeah.
that. This will be very familiar to you. You'll see the file was generated as for the SIM ID, and it basically lists out everything that we have here. The hosts, the access, the children, the core, console port, brings in all the IP addresses and everything. So there's no need to build that yourself anymore. And I simply just ran the file generator Ansible command that came up. So what I want to do is, and this is why I really do pray to any demo gods if they can do it, is I wanted to connect into one of these devices just quickly. I believe I can do SSH access 1. No, I can't. I can't do that. Try and find that. I know I shouldn't find that. Oh, it's going to lag. Okay, what I wanted to do was actually log into that device, but there's an issue logging. Oops. You gonna let me in? No. Okay. Right. There you go. So access 1, and I just logged into the access switch, which you'll see is a 9000 lead. I'm connecting into San Jose in a minute, so that's why it's a little bit slow. But you'll see by just going through the running configuration of the device, I've just got management on there. So there's nothing special on there at all. So what I want to do now is I want to run the playbook. And what's the file called? Network. Okay. And I'm going to let that run. And then we'll go back to the slide deck, and we'll come back to this little file later. Cool. So, infrastructure as code, while this is running. Process of managing code through computer data, through defined files. So some of the principles of that are, in the olden days, we used to store everything in a rancid box, and it was just a running configuration. The only problem with this is that so many versions then just became out of date. And I've got nearly 2,000 devices, and these devices fail. They don't work. Adds, moves, changes, and all that kind of stuff. Sooner or later, you just get template leak. All your templates become out of whack. And one of the projects I was working on at Cisco was deploying 35 data centers over a three-year project, over 3 years, sorry. And there's a couple of different people on the team. There's the project team and the architecture team that I work on. There's the operations team, there's the builds team, and there's the QA team, and then there's all the other teams that you're familiar with, SRE, FlatOps, MonOps, DevOps, all the other teams which sit behind you at Cisco, but asking you to make constant changes. But the difficulty is that when you're starting to run out all of these different changes all through the time, your templates begin to change. SRE has asked you for a change, but that change hasn't made it into your templates. And so by not storing anything in any form of source control, those things soon get out of whack, and then QA start to fail your all their checks when new sites go live, or when new sites go live, different teams across the company then say this isn't working, but yet it's working in this previous site. And then so when you investigate it, you see that you've got templates out of whack and things like that. So in the business unit I used to work in, we actually then moved into storing the network as code, and then keeping it in files like YAML and JSON and XML, and keeping it in an internal GitHub repository, which made it easy then to deploy. It became then the single source of truth. The QA team used it, and anything that came along on top of this happened afterwards. What this really meant for me was none of this sort of no more hand-to-hand combat that I was really used to. And this was a lifesaver to me, as many as you know who've been on call for many years. You get up in the middle of the night and something's broken. If like me, you rely on contact lenses. You try to force one of these into your eye at 2 AM after doing a 12-hour day. You fall over the dog, you stand over the children's Lego. You eventually get to the part of the area where you're working on within your house. You contact the team and stuff, and then somebody's made this change, and you don't know why this change has been made, but you've got nothing to refer to. You can't find the RFC, and it just snowballs, and then you have to investigate as to why this has stopped working. So, By using the automation method and by going back to the source control, it's then really easy for me to find out exactly what's changed within my network. The other thing why I started using this with software and version control is the attributes across my system and the specific configurations and how these changed across the board and how they related to what I thought my desired statement should be within that box. How many BGPs should I have in that box? How many OSPF adjacencies and things like that. Even down to things like access lists when they've got multi-context firewalls and each firewall has 5,000 different lines of ACL, it becomes very, very difficult to manage. And I need to know the desired state of those at all times. The other one actually that I should have on that one is that when I was working in the business unit at Cisco in the security side, is the PCERT and CCERT like to come to you and say, hey, what versions are you running on your software across the board? This makes it really, really difficult. You have the security officer chasing you, your manager chasing you, and his manager, and you're trying to scramble across the board to find out what your devices are running on. Normally you could rely on a wiki or something like that, but let's just say, for instance, you've got a software upgrading process via another team, and you're midway through that, and your boss wants to know how far ahead is that team deploying that software, and do you need to revert it back because it might have a possible bug. Fancy that, eh? Hardware having bugs. You joke about it. So the benefits of configuration, the benefits of configuration management was is that when we spun up a new site, as you saw before, and the stuff's cabled and I've got management access to the device, I'm able to quickly provision this. I don't have to go into the console server, get a text file, copy it, hope it's right, and paste it in there, and then hand it over to QA only for them to pass it back and say, this is failed. I'm able to provision my infrastructure in a heartbeat, which really brings the time down when you've got, like I said, a data center team on site, and they're working away. It's happened to me a number of times. I was shipping a bunch of stuff into Secaucus, the stuff got split up in US Customs, half of the equipment got there, half of it didn't. Data center team were there for 5 days, and the second half of the shipment was given to them on day 4. So the data center team then have to work around the clock before they have to catch their flights back. So by moving to this, push out my configurations directly to my devices, it gave the data center team a lot more focus on what they were doing so they could do other tasks as well. This is my favorite one, the Snowflake one, and what do I mean by snowflakes? Because snowflakes mean a lot to everybody else. You get a snowflake in your configuration, if anything like me, you've got OCD, and you like everything to be really nice and tidy all the way through. Again, I'm going to refer back to that time when I'm called in the middle of the night, fall over the dog, stand over the Lego, finally get to the table and stand there, make the configuration change that's required, and it might be a static root, just a random ACL. I've got a global team sat behind me. I go back to bed so they can carry on with what they're doing. Wake up the next day, 5 AM, I've got to make it into London, so I've got to catch a train. My little boy's crying, someone stood on his Lego. The dog's limping around the room because someone stood on the dog in the night. My wife's really angry with me. I'm out the door. By the time I get to the office, and this is going to seem really, really familiar to you, how many times have you walked into the office door and it's a complete meltdown? Something's happened by the time you've left your house, by the time you've got to the office, something's broken. So you jump in, you help out your colleagues, sooner or later that snowflake gets forgotten about, and then 2 months down the line, you kind of say to yourself, yeah, well, you know, put that in there. Remember, everybody else shrugs at you, but you don't really want to be the one to raise your hand and say, ah, that's snowflake in there. So they got rid of snowflakes by using version control and pushing everything out to the devices in a controlled environment. And so then by using the version control, you know where you are with your configuration templates, and if I am to make those changes at that time in the morning, I then can push this through the actual source control system that we have in place. And that pretty much sums up version control and infrastructure as code. As I mentioned before, I went into network administration, from network administration and configuration and CLI into automation, and I wanted to automate my network to get rid of some of the headaches that I mentioned before, and the ones that weren't familiar to us. And I looked at some of the tools across the board. Our SRE manager at the time, fantastic guy, had some really, really great skills within his SRE team for things like Puppet and Chef. And I tried to look at these but they overwhelm me. I found them really, really sort of difficult to conceptualize and to get working with. I didn't think it was something I could just jump into and start playing with. And I understood a lot of the common problems which I've met with some of those things across the board. We looked at other things like SaltStack, but the first iteration of the network automation that we did was actually, again, running with Ansible. Some of the reasons for just looking at kind of the main forum stuff is, the fact that they're open source. You can use automation and orchestration, and I can never say this word, but apparently you have to say it in any slide that you're doing network automation, you have to say idempotent. That has to be mentioned in every slide, apparently it's the law, so in there. And I like the idea of the idempotent behavior. When we later went on to use Napalm had that behavior as well, especially when doing forward-place configurations. And the other reason for using these tools, as I mentioned before, was on the fact that I could pull back about my network device. Constantly ask facts about network devices all the time on the network and what's actually running in there. Being able to have those facts really hands-on, really quickly, it kind of makes you feel like Superman at times. Then comes with that is the modules and the libraries which come with it. So I just drew up a quick sort of troubleshooting thing of one of the reasons for looking across the different board here. And the sort of different common terms and the differences between all of the different things across the board. And when I started to pitch network automation, this is a slide that I had to use for the reasons for going through this. And working in the security side of Cisco, a lot of these things kind of came to mind of why we have to deploy these and how to actually get this across the line and to deliver this. And these are just some of the things that some of the common things that we looked at, and some of the reasons we actually decided that our first iteration of network automation was just going to be Ansible. Okay, I want to go back now to my slide here. That failed. I think we've got a little bit of issue. So I've had a couple of tasks just fail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into one of the ones that is telling me it's completed, which is a course link. Okay. Oh, there you go. So you can see I've propagated all my OSPF routes through there. I've added my loopbacks and that kind of stuff. Let's just take a quick peek at the running configuration. So I've added that in there. I've added all my OSPF into there. I was hoping there was going to be some more. It looks like it was a task to fail. Always the way with bad demos. So the automation pretty much ran right across the board. If I wanted to run that again, I can still, if I did firewall nodes for one sort of failure and stuff, I could actually run that against, say, with the limit command, and then run that across, say, access 1, and it would keep that off again, and the playbook would run against it. And then hopefully we'll go through those tasks and actually configure all of those things there and add everything onto the switch. So just a couple of the things that we covered here was what infrastructure code and code management, the benefits and configurations and management. We covered some of the recipes, manifests and labels, and the configuration management with the Ansible example or part of them, which kind of covered a lot of the walkthrough of how when building out topologies and stuff, and if you're moving into a CI/CD process, what things like Viral and util tools are easy to spin up when you're able to then run your management across it. So a couple of resources which are on the screen, and we'll share the slides with you afterwards, so you can just click on all of these links. Some of the DevNet learning labs which are on the left, sort of right-hand side, which talks about introduction to this, Ansible NOx devices, which is the lab I was actually running now, and a couple of introductions to ACI and Ansible, and some more Ansible examples. There's some blogs and videos on the thing below. These are all linked off DevNet's main site, and some of the resources there which are just on the left on some of the things that we talked about with different configuration devices. If you do have any questions, I'm free to talk to you afterwards. I can show you this demo and hopefully get a little more granularity out of it. And if you've got any questions about viral tools, how you get it, develop a program or DevNet as well. There I am again. Believe it or not, I actually do have another T-shirt. This is just coincidence. There's my real email address, my Twitter handle, Big Evil Beard, which if Cisco HR is watching, no, I'm not changing that. No, I don't have a problem with HR. They have a problem with me. Or you can pull most of the code from my GitHub repo. All the developer stuff is on there as well. You can go across to the GitHub developer site. You can log into the GitHub once you remember of DevNet. You can learn the repos and you can make suggestions. If you find faults with the repos or want to add anything to them, they're always considered. We're doing some really sort of exciting things with DevNet at the moment. We're doing something called Code Exchange. So if you've got a really super piece of cool code, we can feature it on there and it will be listed on Cisco as one of the main sort of developer codes for people to check out. We got a lot of traffic on there. And I think with that, and the slideshow, thank you very much.